Hey guys, thanks again for joining me. It's Jimmy again. So in this video, I wanted to feature and thank some sellers recently who I've had a good experience with on eBay. I know it can be tough, honestly, on eBay for a beginner, especially to see who they can trust. And a lot of people are more comfortable using Amazon, which I've never preferred to use Amazon personally. But so I wanted to, give some people that may be beginning making purchases on eBay or beginning a collection some advice regarding how best to do that, and then what sellers to trust. So I wanted to feature these sellers as a thanks to them for being so accommodating, which I think is very rare. And I know how difficult it is to be a seller. I've done some sales on eBay. They take a percentage as commission, technically, of the sale amount. You have to keep up with messages, you have to keep up with, completed sales, you have to ship by a certain date. There's a lot to do. So it is tough to be a good seller on eBay, and I just wanted to show some appreciation for them. So what I'll do is I'll show you their pages real quick after I've gone over what kind of sale they made with me. And I'm going to give you codes to start off the video. So there's Burning Shadows. A lot of these are going to be Burning Shadows. That was Lost Thunder. I'll continue to share these code cards with you guys. I do have plenty of these. And I've only given the online game a try, just briefly. I didn't like getting bad pools in both real life and on virtual pack openings. So first off, I want to feature PWCC underscore auctions, as you'll see there. They're a very popular seller, as you see. They actually sell both Pokemon cards and like sports memorabilia, like baseball cards, I believe football cards, and all that. So that might be why I found some good deals on them. I haven't necessarily had an experience with them that is quite like all the other sellers I'm going to feature in the video. But what they've done is I've always gotten good prices with them. For whatever reason, I can't attribute to anything in particular. I think it might be because they do sell other sports memorabilia, so their Pokemon merchandise might just get lost in the shuffle. So that's usually a place where I think you can find good deals. So yeah, PWCC underscore auctions. They I did buy that PSA 8, as you see, Japanese 20th anniversary Charizard. And I had shown that in a previous video, but very happy with the purchase and just wanted to give them a shout out. So next we have the Ultra Necrozma from Cosmic Eclipse. This card was a PSA 10. I did offer this seller $18. They had it listed for $25. So they were, very accommodating by accepting that offer. It is the only one in existence as of this time, so, can't really put a price tag on it. I like the artwork. I didn't necessarily buy it for that reason, that it was the only PSA 10 Ultra Necrozma from that set. But Forgotten Non is the seller's name. And real quickly, I'm going to show you some of their listings. So as you see on the right, they have some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Then as you see, you've got some Pikachu promos. You have that Charizard promo. I believe that might be... It's nice artwork on that one. But anyway, do check them out. If you do like Yu-Gi-Oh, if you do like Pokemon, they're good for whatever you'd like to check out there. So Forgotten Non, as you see right there. Thanks again. All right, so then next we have a PSA 8 Moltres from Fossil Japanese. As I've mentioned before, I do like the Galaxy holofoil pattern that is on the Japanese holofoils. If this were a English card, it would have the star holofoil pattern, which I do not prefer. So this one was listed for $19.95. I made an offer for $14, which they did accept. So a good discount there. Not many listings to compare it to as of this time. There was one that was sold in the UK, but it's hard to compare prices here in the States to any done in the UK, just because of there's a very big price differential between them. So this was sold by Cardbound LLC. Cardbound LLC. So once again, thank you to them. I'll show you briefly their page and what they've got. So they've got quite a bit of stuff. Looks like a lot of sleeves, some sealed product. More. Wow, that's a nice deck box, actually. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, then obviously some more PSA cards. So yeah, Cardbound LLC. So I would encourage you to check them out. Like I said, very accommodating. Next we have the Hidden Fates Charmeleon. PSA 9. This card, basically, eBay used to not charge any sales tax. That was a big benefit to buying on eBay. Then I believe they began charging intrastate tax. So if it were a sale done between, somebody of one state and then the seller was also in that state, then I believe there was some sales tax in those kinds of transactions. But then it began to just be every transaction. So what I started doing after that was I started making just, I would just contact sellers occasionally and say, hey, how would you be willing to accept $1, $2 off? This was one seller that I did that with. His name is Ian5555, as you'll see there on the right. I contacted him and I just said, hey, would you give me $1 off of this? So he did. He just gave it to me $16.99, which was a fair price for both of us. I mean, it wasn't a big money making transaction for him, but it also wasn't that unfair or anything, and it was a good deal for me. So I was very happy with that. Got back to me quickly with that offer for me. And I'll show you quickly some of the things that Ian5555 has for sale. Actually, he's got quite a bit there. I do like that Rayquaza, so he's got some other sports memorabilia as well. But I do like that Rayquaza from Hidden Fates that he has. There it is right there. But, and do feel free to check out any of these sellers. You can follow them. There's always links on their pages where you can say save this seller here. So Ian5555. That might have been too many fives, and I'm losing track of the fives. But yeah, so feel free to check him out and see what he's got to offer. Very, very thankful. Then we have a PSA 10 Cosmic Eclipse Professor Oak setup. Anybody who's played the game can obviously guess why I like this card. Very reminiscent of the Pokemon Blue, Pokemon Red, and Yellow, I guess. But yeah, do like that card. So that card, I bought it from Usiris09, as you'll see right there. I'm going to focus so you can actually see Usiris09 there. So this was a good one. I made an offer for $25, and the original price that he had listed was $29.99, as you see, with free shipping. And what I want to show you is I did get a pretty good price on that. So that was one that was a little more favorable for me. But like I said, I try to be fair with my offers. I don't try to make anything quite that unreasonable. So that is the one that sold to me. This is $34.99 here. Buy it now. And then we have a best offer accepted. Can't tell what the offer was. And then $30. So as you can see, I probably got the best price that's been listed on that card. So I am appreciative of Usiris09 for that. There is one that's currently listed at $100. So that just illustrates how, flexible some sellers are and how greedy others are. You really don't do any sales on eBay without doing your research as to what market price is, because otherwise you're going to be taken advantage of by somebody who's willing to take advantage of you. So again, appreciate it. Check out Osiris's page. We'll go ahead and click quickly on that. Just see what he's got listed. Oh yeah, Welder, very popular card. And he's got the Cosmic Eclipse, Zekrom, and Reshiram. So yeah, popular cards there. Looks like a lot of sleeves. Let's see what else we've got. There's Arceus, Palkia, and Dialga. So yeah, do feel free to check out any of these sellers, follow them, see if they have any new listings, but you would just save this seller. So again, Osiris09, I appreciate it. Next up, we have one of the ones that I was most impressed with recently, was this Alakazam PSA 7, base set 2. Like I said, like the Galaxy holofoil pattern, better than the Star holofoil pattern. That is available on base set 2 cards, among some others. So with this seller, I messaged him. He had it originally listed at $15 plus shipping. Messaged him and I said, hey, how about $10 plus your shipping cost? And he just replied simply, sure, why not? So, very happy with that. Very casual. Wasn't didn't require any convincing or anything. It was just, didn't come back with a counter offer, or I can't do it for that. How about $12? Whatever. He was very easy to deal with. Card arrived nice and good condition. In fact, I think better condition than PSA 7, to be honest. But that's the way those new card, new PSA cert numbers have been. Like I said, they've been kind of stringent lately on their grading, more so than with the old cert numbers. So, that's why you almost have to buy up the cards that have new cert numbers, because you could even get them regraded perhaps and get a higher grade down the line when they become more lenient like they'd been in the past. So thank you again to Blazing_merchandise for that sale. I'm going to go ahead and quickly show you what he's got on his page. As you'll see, obviously more PSA cards. Looks like some video games. So yeah, do check out Blazing merchandise, Blazing_merchandise. Now I'm going to go ahead and go into a couple of sellers that you should avoid. And of course, these are my opinions, but, with experience on eBay, I've been using eBay since, 2009. So, I've had a lot of experience on eBay. Like I said, I've sold before, and I know how difficult that can be. So that's why I am appreciative of these good sellers I've come across. But there are a lot of bad ones, a lot of greedy ones, which I'll show you real quick. So this is one, the Card Economist. The Card Economist. So this is one seller that I've come across, that is exceptionally greedy. This is as I'd gone over in a previous video, this is a new card. This is a 3-year-old modern card, PSA 10, which he claims that there are 42 of in PSA 10 condition. But $1,500 would make that more expensive than any modern Charizard. Any Charizard made within the last 6-7 years, which we all know is absolutely just cannot happen. So I've made offers, which I do enjoy making offers sometimes when I see listings that are absurd. So $1,500, I have made a few offers. One of them I mentioned, this is my best offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you can do when you make an offer. So you see how this says the seller will be more likely to respond if your offer is around $1,125, which is absurd. So I'm going to make an offer for $45, and I'm going to say best and last offer. Won't get more than this. Guarantee it. This card will never be worth, I would say, $50 to $60 in a PSA 10, because this is a modern card. Plenty of people have this lying around raw that they haven't even gotten it graded. So one day, if this card ever appreciates in value, it wasn't accepted. So if this card ever appreciates in value, then those people will be then, motivated to pay the grading fee and, try to attain that 10. Until then, this card is going to sit, raw in a lot of people's collection ungraded. So that's one thing you have to realize. A lot of people are grading Charizards like a revolving door. They're getting a Charizard, they're grading a Charizard, they're getting a Charizard, they're grading a Charizard. There's a lot of Charizards that aren't left ungraded because they know that grade is going to increase its value. So that's one thing you got to realize. A card like this is going to lie around not being graded in people's collections because that card is not that valuable when they do get it graded. So typically, like I said, this card is selling for $40-$50 maybe. So the grading fee, if you don't send over so many cards, the grading fee can be about $20 per card. So if the raw price of the card ungraded is about $15 to $17 or so, there's no incentive to then get it graded. So that's what's happening in this case. I would avoid the card economist, in my opinion, just given that that's just such a greedy asking price that, it says a lot about them. But here we go. We got one more seller to avoid. We have Card Rush Inc., as you'll see up there. They do have a lot of sales, but one interaction I had with them in particular was probably about a couple years ago. They had a Tauros GX from, I believe, Sun and Moon base listed that was a hyper rare. It was listed, it was a raw card, ungraded. I think it was listed for like $11.99. I think I made an offer for $9 or something. They did have a best offer option in the listing. So the best offer was an option. They declined my offer, did not make a counter offer when I'd made that offer for $9, just a couple of dollars pretty much beneath their asking price initially. And they didn't reply with a counter offer. I questioned them as to why they have a best offer listed and don't entertain best offers, because there's no point to list an auction with a best offer if there's no intent to accept reasonable offers, which I would believe that a 20 to 25% discount, maybe even less, is a reasonable offer, especially for a Tauros GX, which, as we all know, can probably be bought for about $6 now, even less than what I'd offered. So that seller actually blocked me right after I just said that. I wasn't confrontational or anything, just blocked me. So this seller, what I believe they do, given that I hadn't even actually made a purchase from them, I had never even made a purchase. What I believe they do is when they get negative feedback, or if they have any disagreement, like neutral feedback or anything like that, what they're going to do is they're then going to block that user. If they are that quick to block a user for asking why they have a best offer listed when they don't intend to accept best offers, I would say that's a reasonable question. But if they're willing to block somebody over that, a potential buyer, a reliable buyer, over that, then I would say that's a pretty volatile seller. They don't want to necessarily have that negative feedback, so they're willing to just block anybody who they perceive might leave it. So once again, thank you for joining me while I mentioned and thanked some good sellers on eBay. I hope you guys do support them. Feel free to comment down below any thoughts on sellers you've dealt with. I'm going to see if these sellers maybe want to get involved on this page and link their store to any comment. But once again, thank you, and I hope you'll support good sellers, and I hope you do stay smart when shopping on eBay. Do feel free to ask any questions you have. I do still encourage very much so to support those sellers. All right, thanks again, guys. You've all been great. I hope all the sellers I've mentioned keep up the good work. Thanks. Have a good night. Bye-bye.